stamina. See you working, but it's not enough. Tell my homies better buckle up. Plus the trap, but wake them up. All you need stamina. See them working, but it's not enough. Tell my homies better buckle up. Plus the trap, but wake them up. Stamina.
Welcome to it, ladies and gentlemen. Budget Chicken Channel episode 2 part 2. Still with the amazing, the gracious, the beautiful Kush Mahleka.
Hola.
We're still kicking it. Okay, so kick off now and then. Kick off my intro.
Amanda Black.
What intro? Like what poem was that? Like what was going through your head? What was going through your mind? Which boys were those ones? It was so good, very good, those boys. Them party song when I'm seven the land here.
Allah,
Mkama zama my Zangqa people. Hey now, mama. People. So like, what was that? Because you start off with the English thing, man, and then at some point you're like, fuck it, like I'm stripped, and then yeah.
So on the, I remember dates, guys, forgive me. On the 31st of August 2019,
Beautiful.
Amanda was in town. Amanda, I know her from Enemy. We used to go to school together. She studied music. So,
Oh, you're studying Enemy? Oh, you're studying Enemy?
Public management.
Okay. That was not you. Almost in metas, bro.
I was almost in metas, bro.
Just like
So-
you and I.
So we knew each other from there, and we met up at performances. We've performed together at some point. So in Jaya, so a girl, yeah. Nangoga and I paid. So she was in town. She was performing, and then I had the performance as well. So siqale kweyami siphume kweyami siye kweyakhe, and then sibuyele kuhotele kuye kuhlala kube mnandi, and then she's like, hey bruh, I need to talk to you about something. Same like into nathi hayi no kusemnandi.
31st August 2019.
Yes. It's like yeah, so we are state sure.
There was chances it was accurate need at this point.
We in Durban.
Okay, cool.
She was performing in Durban, so I lived in Durban as well. So after that, next day she's
You're
like,
home at this point, or you still home?
I'm good. I had a flat. I live with no. I was good. I know. I umazi lo man funele flat uyibhatalela unyaka wonke, so I was good.
Let's maga.
So yeah, and then the next day she calls me. She left for Joburg now, and then 2nd September she calls me. She says to me, "Wenzani? Ndihleli wenzani? Ndisebhedini nje mama nganifunani? I need to talk to you about something. Do you mind coming over?" Ndithi Amanda usegoli, ndise Durban. Coming over wakho ushade. Yabo. Ushade kakhulu. Do you need me? He's like, yeah, I need you. I'm like, okay, cool. I pack a bag. She books me a flight. I go. Get there. She picks me up.
Yo, she was in the bag at this point. Yeah, she's in her bag. Amanda.
This is 31st August 2019.
No, this is now 2nd September.
Amanda's so very big.
So Amanda was within the ambitious bag.
No.
She was out at that point.
So we went and then I came to Joburg, and then she's like, come on up, listen to the entire album, and then she's like, I need.
So you did the intro last.
Yeah. So it's like, I need something for this. And then she said, Amanda, if I got number 17,
one
launch. So I'm like, yo fam, okay. And then
those boys.
We were there for I was there for 2 days, and then just sinking in the album. And then the 3rd day we went to studio, and then I was still writing then, and then I was like, okay, where's the mic? And then Nabenda ends. So she wanted something that's around 1 minute. So the original poem is about 1 minute 30 seconds or so, because it got a little nice.
Emotional. I could hear like me listening to all kind of Vuti. I annoyed this guy when the album dropped. In my voice,
and your voice, yeah.
He was like, and he killed it. Like Finland, nah, bro. Listen to this one. And like you smashed it. Like I don't think.
Yeah, she originally wanted into his pause. And I was like, I've Zangqa napala course.
That was another one of my boys. Stop taking my
sorry.
Don't do it.
Yeah, she wanted something Ep2, and then I was like, Mahleka, you know
with that one.
I've never, but then as I kept her in mind, I kept being her friend in mind, I kept being her sister in mind, I kept being her being one of my favorite artists in mind, and
one of your favorite people, period.
And I took in the album, and then I was like,
but is that not
definitely
biased
this
though?
is it.
But her being one of your favorite artists is
You need to understand that we're artists. There's nothing biased about us and relationships. Never.
no, like I'm asking in terms of
It's our
like
job.
Job.
it's your job to be biased though.
Yeah.
It's not. But I'm asking like in terms of like her craft. Do you
When
fully
you listen, are you?
do you fully relate to her craft? Besides her being your best friend.
She makes songs that I tell her, but
Like which one?
Eh?
Like
They
which one?
never go out.
I bullshit.
Same with Joe. If I tell you Joe about it's never gonna go out.
This is when it's cool.
Yeah, no, I can listen. I can listen as an artist, and I can listen as a friend. Yeah, and but what works more is being her friend and knowing her more. That gives me more of an advantage of knowing what she's capable of.
Is there a song that she has out that you like? No, but your mom, I love you, Nick, but
Nah.
She's the best artist out
But
there.
she fucks it up.
What
Though.
you mean?
Like, she's What the
You.
The song that's out that I don't like, and it's your face. But I know. Oh yeah. On the
Intro.
Tosa thing.
Yes.
Yeah, with the intro and shit. I've been following your poetry since 2012 when you know that.
Yeah.
Carla, with another thing off ramp. Thank you so much for making me believe in myself with how I speak and my ability to deliver good words to people. I wouldn't have known it if you hadn't seen it in me. So thank you so much for that. You so deep off ramp with with the closer thing.
Yeah.
I've been following you for a very long time, and I've been watching you for a very long time, and I've never seen you do anything as close until I watched I don't know what it's called. Sorry, excuse me.
When love arrived.
When life arrived, you know.
I
Such
say.
such a beautiful piece of work, man.
Thank you.
And you've done a lot of beautiful things, but those boys, those ones are the ones.
So yes.
I was 5 to cry because like
You cried.
You cried.
You cried.
Joe was like,
No, not 5 you cried.
Joe is a liar.
Joe said you cried.
I could have someone,
Okay.
but my point is that was the first time I heard you speak up like his pause on your work, yeah? And secondly, it was, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, it was your first delivery post trials.
Yeah.
Ne?
Yeah.
Okay. So does the fact that Waqal's calls are on your work influenced? Was it influenced by the fact that was it influenced by the spiritual journey you took before that day?
You know, one of the most moving things about my experience of Ugyo Twasa was the first ritual that they do, in which that's when I decided that in order for all of this to happen, in order for all of this to work out, I need to involve these niggas in what I do.
Who's nigga?
Eh?
Who's nigga?
My niggas. I need to involve them in what I'm doing so that it works for me, they feel catered for. I saw Tusani at the same time, because sometimes when you deny the spirit from taking over, it fucks you up on stage. So it was one of my decisions. And then with writing Esposa, it started just being a thing. It just came out that way. I don't write poems.
So you didn't premeditate it, it happened.
I read my poems when I'm done. Then I'm
So
like,
it's just right.
yo, we are looking. And then you're like, you, what a wow. Yeah, but I never write. I don't believe that I generally write my poems as a full human.
That's another thing that I want to ask you. As a new coach here. Also, so if ungaza kuwe ngizoconsult ngesizulu so kwazi babona abafana bami
Ngingumxhosa mina ngithwase kwaZulu. I've nanibhulele nditsho abelungu. Khona nomjideni
Okay, cool.
yeah, ukuhlola.
Okay.
So this one man didibana checkers, old white man.
Checkers is in.
Checkers in Durban.
Checkers.
Yeah, checkers. Yeah, shopping. Those.
and those are not checkers because I've been mentioned.
I mean, now
So I met up with this man and he's bothering me. I see two. There's a cop. There's a soldier. Yeah, well. Kulomfana one, but aba bayithunda babona okay asekho is a showcase. So nimzulu said dingene ndishopishe then phinde ngiqomane naye kwakhona. Then I couldn't help it. I was like, excuse me a second, I talked to you a bit. He's like, yeah, what's up? I was like, okay, tell me about these two guys. There's a cop, there's a soldier. Yeah, well. And then he said my dad was a cop and my grandfather was a soldier.
Yo. White man.
We started talking with this.
Look say him.
You.
Awuyiboni weird yonke lento ufika abantu babuza ngabantu abangamajoni namapolice.
Mahleka, I feel kukhona abantu who don't feel weird about the fact that every Sunday bayasho my head.
But listen, dog, like you know what the difference is.
No
the
sense at all. Like
on Sunday when you come on Sunday, you're giving consent. Mama nikushumayeza.
What if when umhlala phaya?
I get where Kush is coming from because they want even prophets. Even prophets, John. Me going to church does not give the prophet.
It's my job. It's my
the
job.
right to tell the whole church what to mean.
It's my gift.
Don't. No.
It's the one thing I'm not ashamed of. It's the one thing I never feel it's too complicated for me. Yani gezwamna for that reason. Because I'm by you and we're naban.
So
he must be train of thought brings me to like the misconceptions that are there about Ubungoma and spirituality connected to our parents and whatnot, and Christianity. You understand? Because in your speech, what people mean, like one could sense the roots of belief in the existence of God.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
And a lot of people feel like the two cannot coexist. Remember? Now, like, what is there? Like, what is that? Like, what is the relationship between the ancestors and Ahmad? Because I believe that's.
I have nothing to do with other people's feelings.
Oh, yeah.
I have absolutely nothing to do with other people's feelings. My only reply to that is that I grew up knowing Muhammad, I grew up knowing God, I grew up knowing there is a superpower and ndikhule ndithandaza and nakhona apho ndifike khona nathwasela khona ndifike esaziwa nakhona lento enikezwa nenhlonipho yakhe nespace sakhe. So and then my ancestors ngabantu basekhaya bandazi ukugqitha yonke into, they've been here before, they know what this is. A lot of people take God as only a religion. They forgot that God himself is a spirit. So asinovele nje sishathi because we now decide uyenze yakho nama iseyo yakho angindawo ne-feelings zakho amuba touched phakathi mna naye siyayazi basiqhuba ntoni mhlawumbe yiyo lena abayisayijeki
Yo, but then like the thing is, Kush, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So friends and that. Kush, there's
Ima,
Yeah.
get your train of thought. Ima, now you have this man, ne? You hate this man. And you decide to hit your call. But I know. Could is the why. And then this man was like, nah, fuck this dog. Like, fuck are you doing? Which do. How does this then resonate? How do you take it? How do you take it and post that? How do you recover from your?
We live in a world where there's all sorts of love. There's all kinds of love. Because we are all kinds of people. We are different kinds of people. They can never be. There's the concept love, but
The perfect love,
the concept yakhona ke nanso
pizza babo.
brainstorm yakhona ngulove yonke le nonsense. And then there are other things now.
Fundile. When? Scoring fundile.
So in this concept of love, then you find a difficult one, you find an easy one, you find a happy one, you find a sad one.
Yeah.
But I can never take away from the fact that he loved me and I knew it. And he's a different kind of person. He doesn't believe in what I have, and there's nothing I can do about it. And he was honest about it. He never hid it from me. Zangqa needs me.
Respect him.
Yes, even though his words were a bit harsh, but I mean,
the one he believed in.
That's what it was to him. It was just witchcraft. And it's fine. And but I can't overlook that. So I respect that about it. I respect it about
the honesty.
Yes, kakulu.
Okay. So you're twaza and then you come back and this nigga is dead. Is that?
Shit happens.
Did you even get to go to his funeral?
No.
It's in the poet. We just research a mundu. Ikona bala zos.
Interpreted differently. Different.
Okay. Go on.
So what was I saying?
On the funeral thing.
Yeah, I never attended the funeral. Yeah, man, he was a good man. He was a good man, and it was an honor meeting him. It was great meeting him.
Do you feel bad for not attending the funeral?
No.
There's nothing you should have done.
No. I don't. I loved him and he knew it. He loved me and I knew it. And that was our forever. Because forever doesn't always mean until you die. Forever could be 2 weeks. So he gave me my forever and it was sufficient and I appreciate it.
So can someone else, like, do you feel like someone else can not feel this the void, but then like do you feel like you can feel
another forever?
You can feel it the same way but someone else?
It only depends on me. It only depends on the work that I put on myself. Because no one is responsible for your own happiness. If you can't make yourself happy, why are you making it somebody else's burden? So I feel as though it is just first going back to that girl again who was excited, who was happy, who was content and knew all the right things to say at whatever moment. Until that girl has come back, then I can actually just open myself up to something.
On a lighter note,
takes me to sex. Now I want to speak about sex. Is sex not weird with someone with negative energy?
Oh, for you. Yes, I never thought.
I don't attract people with negative energy.
So you never want to get to
heaven. But 1 year stand was now.
1 year stand was a beautiful energy.
But he was a weird person. His energy might have been cool, but he was a weird person.
The only thing about 1 year stand was that he had a girlfriend.
That's weird.
No.
That's weird. You can't commit to someone and be happy.
Away the person that I
You
grew to
experienced,
knew and then
okay.
that I experienced.
So like sex is normal for you, like any other person. There's no.
You don't see things.
Why is it normal for people?
I'm asking you.
Sex
What did
is
you
not
say?
normal.
What did you say? What did you say?
Sick.
What did you
You
say
can't
when
be-
that guy asked
you can't be out here
about
having
how
sex
she was
normal.
doing?
Yeah.
Then Nyameza okontombazana past komfana. That's what she said there. That guy asked how she was doing.
Something like that.
So
but then
Nyameza ubone izinto
the thing is like I want you to know ukuthi sexual attraction yakho ihamba njani. Like, do you see a person and be more negative energy? So
It never gets to that part. It never even gets to me meeting.
So okay, you meet a person on a positive energy.
Mina ngiyazibika mkhulu kaniphume endlini. Ndithi yonke into ephambi kwami mayize ngenhliziyo enhle nemhlophe. Engenayo inhliziyo enhle nemhlophe mayingabhayisuki.
Mamela, nami nawazi kuyenza lona.
Ungayenza nawe phasa
Iphepha ngamayimayi. Yela benzini
Uthengele
yami.
inyama.
Thengile inyama. Ngithenga impepho mina ngithengile inyama.
Awuzama na.
I want to talk about your daughter.
Yes.
Buhle Betongo. That's her name.
Yes. Khungo buhle bethongo Mahleka.
Beautiful name. It has so much
meaning.
in a weight. Did you not feel like you were overburdening the kid?
No, my daughter is a damn queen. My daughter is majestic. My daughter is majestic. My daughter is stronger than me at 9 months than I am at freaking 27. There's no burden there. It is just affirmation. That I see her and I see her power, and may she live to fulfill it.
Okay, another thing on that, I don't know if this is allowed, but I'm gonna do it anyway. You read a poem for us during our Shotanyana break.
Yeah.
And in that poem you say, yo, my words are failing me. But it's something along the lines of you going to paint this beautiful picture to your daughter of what her father is. Yeah?
What I wish her father was.
What you wish her father was. Yeah. But this is the picture she's gonna know. So to her, this is what her father is. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, a lot of people I know with kids, with people who are not present in their kids' lives, or when there was fights between the mother and the father, but not, are painting very twisted pictures of the next person. You understand?
Yeah.
So why is it so important for you to have your daughter see a beautiful picture of what this man is and not fuck it up for her?
Umakazi wami used to say to me, one amndakaqo, two awuhlamba icephe, lihlambisise icephe awuhlamba. Ibangathi licephe oqala mhlawumbe ungawina ne-1,000,000 mhlawumbe licephe. Yabo, yenzisise into. 3, never ever ever think you are the same cruelty that the other person is to you.
Decode that.
Ungazifaki. Awunguye lo mntu wena.
Make it make
So
sense.
don't be.
Make it make sense. Yakuba nguva.
What? What else would I
Yaman
say?
nguva.
Yakuba kodwa nguva.
No,
Because
okay.
Yaman Kush.
If you feel
mean.
you are mean to me, you're cruel towards me, I'm not gonna reflect the same energy. Because I'm not mean. Hey, I'm not mean. That's you. Don't make it my business.
Kush, I want to get back to that thing, because when you're saying, Uguti, if I'm mean to you, you're not gonna be mean to me. You know? So are you trying to say, Uguti, your baby daddy was not a good person.
He's a wonderful person. That's the guy I knew.
So why?
The guy I don't know is this thing.
That's going on now.
Yes. I'm gonna tell you about the things
The
that
person
I
that
wish you had
you-
continued being.
from the time you made.
From the time.
Because I was gonna go back to that thing of you.
And it's not telling her
always,
something that I
always.
don't know. It is definitely telling her what I know about this person.
Mark, what is love to you? Hey, I ask very loaded questions. So proud, very proud of my own self.
What's that line? There's a line that says, I swear I say, love is the sacrifice of a black woman's chills.
Tico.
What's
Good, very good. My English. Layman's term.
all I know, Will Smith says, greatness comes in the edge of distraction. In who you are not, you are able to find who you truly are.
And who you are not, you
yes.
can find who you truly are.
Yes, hence you lose your mind well, when you're in a relationship. You kind of, yeah, man.
Just born and
Sis
I'm now
cool,
in the
Kalunga,
heart. Just
Sis
born
cool.
about. Just born.
Sis cool. So it is. Love is a submission to so much of your, away from your comfort zone. It is giving yourself that sort of opportunity to make yourself vulnerable, to make yourself as as too transparent, too open. This thing, you know, it is that compromise. That's what love is. You cannot say you have loved until you have felt like this is between life and death.
Is that what your daughter is to you?
That is way more than what my daughter is to me. My daughter is me breathing.
It's the only reason you have of life.
That is.
So is love different to you, to different people? Like,
Oh no.
do you love, for example, do you love your daughter differently to what you love your daughter's father?
Do you know what I do?
Some
Is
love, what-
I love like I do myself. I love like I love
So
myself.
the biblical love your neighbor.
I love
You
myself.
love yourself.
Exactly.
Now, since I was from the Bible, chance.
Mama, my mother said, love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Do you read the Bible?
That's right.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth, bruh.
And the question is quite loaded because, like, I didn't even think about it, but from the question that's there, I'm thinking about it. Because Christianity has a lot of loopholes. I don't want my mother to hate me for this. Christianity has a lot of inconsistencies.
Don't do
Very, very irrespectful. It's more respectful than what I was thinking about.
When I dictionary inconsistencies and loopholes more synonyms. Same thing, very same.
Shut up.
But
It has
otherwise, it
inconsistencies.
means the same thing.
When it comes to a lot of things.
Enjoy
The Bible has
everywhere.
inconsistencies when it comes to homosexuality. It has inconsistencies when it comes to interracial relationships. Relations. It has inconsistencies when it comes to sex. It has inconsistencies when it comes to ancestors. You understand? So, like, in your belief in God, His existence in Tonto, do you consider the Bible? Is the Bible part of it? Or and because of is in those buzz data is fun sometimes. It's like I fuck this boy. Where is it at?
Plead the fifth.
Again?
Thank you.
You don't want to talk about the Bible then? Why? Why?
I'm a very. I don't make people feel comfortable when it comes to certain things.
But
No,
I'd rather not.
We don't share
This is not to make you comfortable.
I'm working on a brand. I'd rather not.
Oh, okay.
I'm working,
Okay. That makes sense.
I can. Friends. What else? I told you first now, but we're not looking for PR answers. Like, we want to know you.
No.
But I can respect that. It's fine. It's
No,
okay.
Thank you.
Is there something else you want to talk about?
No.
Is there something else you want to say?
Amen. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Now we're gonna get to the thanks. Now we're
If you have
talking.
nothing else to say.
Now we're gonna get to the thanks. Just now.
Are you guys good with your questions?
I'm not good because you didn't
That's
answer my
more.
last
I'm
one.
never
If
gonna.
you're not gonna answer me, I'm not
Besides-
gonna ask.
No, don't.
No,
not
it's that-
that.
I've got more questions to ask you off screen though, because like I know those are things that you're not comfortable speaking about on screen, but I want to speak to you off screen right now.
When you tell for if 500 unayo kodwa
Angikabinayo but
ngizophinda
What
still
about small?
benimna sawuhlola kwalapha
TV.
TV. What if nisebenza amathambo?
ungawenza awunawo amataphu
Owenza amathambo.
kodwa khona
Oh, but you're never amathambo.
Andibazi.
Tell me that. Tell me
Babuza.
that. Ndoni sangoma, ndoni nyanga,
Andisebenzisi
ndoni.
amathambo.
Tell us how.
What do you
Those
use?
boys and then we done.
what do you use?
Idlozi langenabo ungafaka.
So liyabona.
Idlozi yabina yabona. I'm sure yabona khona ngokule chapter nami si relaxile.
Kunjaya. Slap.
Kamvi sisele Red Bull.
Kush.
Yebo.
Kush. One last
Mina
question.
khona benikubuza
One last question.
Oh,
One last question.
Oh,
And this question, I really hope you're pain with I really hope you're pain.
Puma good religion uzoba right.
Please differentiate ubungoma, ubunyanga, nobugqi for biqa and then we're done. I'm not gonna ask you anything else.
Kush wathatha.
Please differentiate for me this boys and then we're done. Like, we're done. I'm not gonna ask you anything else.
My man,
Wanna change cars.
if ungafika kuwe ne 1 million yenzi contract ku art
Ndakalombona ukuthi ufuna ukuthakatha.
Yeah, mthakathi wena.
awukwazi ukuthakatha
Andikwazi.
uyakwazi kodwa
Hlozi lami lihle kakhulu.
yini lihle ne but can you twist it?
Idlozi lami lidibani nento zokuthakathi. Anode ndifunde nokuthakathi ndingabulawa ngabo before ndibulawa kwale nto ndiyenzayo.
But you know someone othakatha nje
But ufuna ukuthakatha serious, so serious, very serious.
asking for a friend
Kaloku kufuneka kusemhlabeni apho udinga i-connection eyo yonke.
nawe uyi connection
Ndazi neplamba ndiyaxelela.
Kodwa yazi.
ngore yazi
Yazi
we'll
the
talk after kukuneni vula umthaka
differentiations with that.
Okay, last question. If you're not gonna answer that one, please answer this one. Who qualifies to be Idlozi?
Who qualifies? Andazi ndasekhaya. Mna namba ndifikele.
One.
Yabona kukhona ingoma.
One, like, do you have to be 100 years post death? No matter.
Khona la ngoma
Umthengo
ethi
even umntana.
amaXhosa athi kuhambe ithi onama ndizenzana.
ngoba yawo
Yabona ke?
mamela uyabenza
Obani.
uyisenza
Nagqibela nini ngoma izangoma.
abezana
Sizohamba
No,
naye.
please take
That's
this.
not. But I want to do it.
Yeah.
Now,
I really, really want to do it. I'm saying this on camera in front of my mother, who's a Christian to hell.
Mother doesn't know.
I really want to know. I really want to see that side of things because, personally for me, my whole life I've never
been
been. That's why
experience.
you see how inquisitive I am about this whole thing. I've never been exposed to Idlozi. I've never been exposed to the African spirit.
Nifuna ukuthi kuthathwa kanjani just the
Wait,
connect
because I have that conversation.
Anthakathi khehla la.
Oh,
kodwa ngifuna connect
Anthakathi.
abokuthathwa khona ngipha
Say what a second now. Let's rap.
Kutheni kanti?
Let's rap.
akwazi ukuthatha unye thatha unye
Let's rap. So I'm rapping, yeah. So Okala, first and foremost, I appreciate you taking time out to come and chill and chat with us. You didn't have to. And we made you uncomfortable a number of times, but you chilled and you had this chat with us. I know we're not the easiest person to have conversations with. But you had to.
Lizikaka zabantu khona.
Yeah. And that's that. Since how it happened. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you so much for seeing shit in me that I didn't see myself. Thank you so much for loving and grooming me to be Because half the job, half the man that I am today, in terms of like my expression and shit, is you. I appreciate you people till the day I die. So thank you for that. Thank you for coming. Infamous. Uncomfortable.
And thank you for being authentic.
Thank you for being you for throughout this whole day.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
But I'm still gonna ask you, would you charge or Jan?
Out of time.
But otherwise,
thank you. I'm done with my thank yous to you. But thank you so much for me. And I'm still gonna thank you even post it because you're fucking amazing, dog.
But even bigger thank you to Jazzman Studio.
A bigger thank you to Idlozi Love for allowing you to do this.
Yeah, because
Bigger thank you to Idlozi Love for allowing
I mean, I would have loved for Idlozi
If
to
we
visit us. These boys.
Thank you so much to the parent company of this whole thing, Jazzman Studios. Thank you so much, so many for facilitating this whole thing.
And for fucking believing in us, I'm sorry for the fuck words.
So I adore Jazzman Studios. Please check them out on YouTube.
Jazzman Studios by King Joe.
Another thing I want to say, especially an annoyer.
Sorry.
Thank you to me, and when I fuck you, when annoy.
Sonny, thank you to me as well.
I'm not gonna say thank you to you. Thank you to
Thank
the
you
people.
to you.
Thank you to the people who showed support to episode 1. Thank you to the people who are showing support to this episode. Yeah, we're doing it.
Thank you to Busani Jam on Instagram for the place.
So much, so many behind the scenes. It's Pumelele and Busani Jam behind the scenes. Tina, we don't do shit. It's behind the scenes. We just laugh and give. After that, we're done. Thank you. So thanks for the things.
And thank you to my girlfriend.
My name is Zangqa and Papa E. I'm an Athii, but thank you so thank you. The rap.
April 8th, I tasted the sight of the love of my life pointed with a gun. No gravitation seemed to have stretched hard enough for me to catch his breath without allowing him to swallow the words his tongue got stuck on. See, the only thing I had then was my womanhood. So I screamed my last roar. As I reflect back naked in my dining room with no idea of how I jumped out of that bathtub. My knees shook from seeing everyone stand on windows with the next story to tell. I released calm with every ounce of me. Lankosi Johnson, the witness, the aborted doctor with cure for AIDS. I blinked with a silent prayer. You're indeed, in a true sense, pillow feathers whisper on a toddler's ears. You're a bloomer, Rastafarian plots. Your secrets unpacked. Your truth unravels me in melted chocolate ways. In minutes, I felt his skin burn. They left, but they didn't just leave. They snatched man's pride and 14-year worth of hard work into snippet premonitions shared amongst friends and acquaintances. The flash of a t-shirt drive off, things that anguish our souls kick-stopped, how lost by the window, have turned into sounds of failed bullet escapes, held a man's back, reminded myself of why a woman was born to men, held my bones back into endurance. No hero weakens before me and no Delilah. Your strength will never grow shade in my eyes. I will root unto your